All right, it says consider the graph of the function g. All right, and then it says if f of x squared, if f of x is x squared, which equation represents g? Now, g looks a little skinnier. All right, here's what I want to do though. One of the things that we're kind of glossing over and we're graphing this, I want you to kind of know what this means. So think of the table of values. Right now we're graphing, but I just want to do this real quick. Think of a table of values, right? So I have my x value, right? And then I have a g of x value. And then I have, I'm going to do this in blue, an f of x value. So what is f of x? Well, I don't know why I'm doing that with my mouse. F of x is equal to x squared. So when x equals 0, I'm saying f of 0 is equal to 0 squared. What's 0 squared? 0. When x equals 1, f of 1 is equal to 1 squared, which is equal to 1. So f of x equals 1. So when I go and I do 2, f of 2 is equal to 2 squared, which is equal to 4, right? And then when x equals 3, what's 3 squared? 9. So now let's look at g of x. I have the graph, but when x equals 0, my y value is 0. When x equals 1, my g value looks like it's 3. When x equals 2, man, it looks like my y value might be 8. What do you notice about these? Or maybe it's 6. No, it's not 6. It looks like it's 8. Actually, I don't know what it is. So we're going to leave it alone. But there's something going on, but clearly it's compressed in somehow, some way, or it's stretched vertically. So I don't think it's a scale factor. I think that the y value I actually think that this would be 12. And I actually think that this would be like 27. So when I look at this, it looks like I'm multiplying f of x by 3, right? Well, wait, let me back up. It looks like I'm taking this number and multiplying by 3. Everything else is off the scale. So I think it's b, right? 3 times f of x. How could I double check that? Graph it. So I'm going to graph this. I'm going to hit y equals again. I'm going to go to the second graph. I'm going to hit the clear button. Now, this is how you do this. I'm going to say 3 times, and then in parentheses, I'm going to put f of x, which is x raised to the 2. Now, what is alarming to me is that as I look out, very few people are entering this in your calculator. How are you going to do this on the SAT if you don't know how to use your calculator? I'm teaching you math, but I'm also teaching you how to use your calculator. You got to practice on the calculator. Okay? Now I'm going to hit graph. So there's my parent function. And there's a skinnier function. Okay? Let me take a screenshot of that. Okay? So then G of x, yes, that worked. How could I double check that? Well, if I go to my graphing calculator and I hit second graph, notice that when x equals 1, my first function is equal to 1. My second function, g of x, is equal to 3. If I go down to the next one, my y value is 4, which is f of x, and then my g of x y value is equal to 12. 9 and 27. But you can see clearly that looks just like the graph there on the board. So it's going to be B. Okay. All right. So we're going to stop right there. I need one person